Hello everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. Today I'm going to demonstrate another website authoring task for you. For that reason I have already downloaded the source files along with the question paper. Later I will provide link in the description from where you can download these source files. The best practice is that download those source files and follow my lead. So let us start today's task. For today's task I'm just going to do website authoring task. I have chosen May June 2022 paper 3 variant 1, and you can see that for this paper this time is 2 hours and 30 minutes, but the syllabus onwards 2023 now time has been shrinked, so now for the new syllabus time is 2 hours and 15 minutes. And you can also see that this paper is of 80 marks, but according to new syllabus the paper will be of 70 marks. Let us start. So we have been provided with all of these source files. We have to start from task 1, and here we have to create a evidence document. They're saying that create a new word process document. Make sure your name, center number and candidate number will appear on every page of this document. So we are going to open suitable software package for this. In this case I'm using Microsoft Office Word, and it is 2019 version. So I am going to create a document here. Now they have asked that your name, center number and candidate number should repeat on each page. So it means that they're asking us to add a header. So to add a header, just go to the insert option, and there is option of header. Click on this and add 3 columns. Now in these 3 columns you're going to add your name, your center number and your candidate number. In this case I'm just going to write assumed candidate number and center number. So close the header. Now when you are going to add another page, this information in the header is going to be repeated on each page, no matter how many pages you're going to add. So we are done up to this point. So I'm just going to highlight this. Now they're saying that save this evidence document in your work area as J2231 evidence followed by your center number and candidate number. So this is very specific type of naming convention they have asked to use. So let us save this document. I'm going to save this document in my work area. So I have to browse. In this case my document is on desktop, so I'm just going to save this document here with following naming convention. You can see I'm just going to zoom in. You can see, so underscore followed by your center number and followed by your candidate number, like this. We are going to save this document. Now this evidence document is going to be required whenever they are going to ask you to take a screenshot, and for the evidence you just have to take the screenshot of that particular thing and then you have to put it in your evidence document. So we are done up to this point. Let us do task 2, and this task 2 is about image editing and file management. So let us see what they're asking us to do. There's first thing first, they are just asking to create a new folder within our work area. So I'm just going to create a new folder. I'm going to use shortcut key command Windows Shift S to create Control Shift N for creating a new folder. So Windows Shift S is the command to take a screenshot. So I'm just going to rename this folder J22331. So now next step, they're asking that locate all of these files and put it in your evidence document. So I have to locate all of these files. These are the files. I'm just going to select all of these files. This one. You can hold Control key and then select these files, and then you can drag them to move in that particular folder. It's going to save your time. So we are done with this step as well. I'm just going to highlight these steps so that we can keep track of what we have done. Open the file G31 balloon.jpg in graphic package. Edit the image by rotating 90 degrees clockwise, reflecting or flipping it horizontally. So we have to do some image editing. In this case, I'm using Photoshop. You can use any software that is feasible for you, that is available in your school lab. So in this case, I'm going to use Photoshop. So I'm just going to open that file. Open that image. I just have to verify that whether I am in the correct file folder. So here you can see. So the image that I have to import is this J31 balloon.jpg. Once you're going to open it, so your image is imported like this. Now they have said that rotate it 90 degree clockwise. To rotate this image, you have to go to image option and then go to image rotation and rotate it 90%, 90 degree clockwise. You can see. So now my image is rotated clockwise. We are done with the first step. They said that flip this same image horizontally. So how we are going to do that? So I have to go to the image option, go to image rotation, and you can see there is option of flip canvas horizontal. So just click on this, and now you have flipped this image or mirrored this image horizontally. So we are done with this given criteria. I'm just going to highlight this. Here we go. Save this new image in your J2231 folder that we created already in .png format. Don't forget, they're asking that you have to save this document in .png format. So let us do that. So check for the naming convention that you have to use. So you have to name it like balloon underscore followed by your candidate number. So to save this image, what I need to do, go to file and click on export. I'm just going to click on export as. Once I'm going to click on export as, you're going to have these options. So remember, this is very important part. Don't forget to change this image format into PNG. So click on PNG. Now you have to click on export all. Once you're going to click on export all, you're going to save this document here, but you have to change the name, and name is going to be balloon underscore started followed by your candidate number. Okay, I'm just going to save this document there, this file. Now we are done with this image editing part. They are nothing more they are asking about image editing. So I'm just going to highlight this portion as well. Display the contents of your J2231 folder showing the folder name, all file names, file extensions, file sizes, image dimensions, and the video, the frame height and frame width. So all of these characteristics we have to show within the folder. So I just have to navigate myself to the folder. You can see this is the folder. Now I just need to go down here. You can see this view, display information about each item. So click on this and you will get all of the information related to these items. So in this particular case, you can see type is visible, size is visible, dimension is visible, frame height and frame width is also visible. And one more aspect, you can see that file extension is also visible. Now this is already in place. So I'm just going to tell you how to do this extension, how to make this extension visible with files. So if you're using Windows 11, then you're going to click on view and then click on show, and then there is option of file name extensions. Then you're going to click, then these file extensions are going to be visible. If you are using Windows 10, so obviously the interface of that Windows is going to be a bit different. but still you're going to get view option from here, from where you can enable extension names for each file. Then if we talk about if anything is missing from type, size, dimension, frame height and frame width, so how you're going to do, you're going to right click on this bar and click on more, and then you are going to have this entire window. From here you can choose dimensions, frame height, frame width, whatever it is required, you can choose it from here. There are so many options are here. So frame height and frame width is for video, dimensions is for the pictures, and even date modified is also there. So now what they are asking us to do, I'm just going to highlight this because we are done with this step. Take a screenshot of folder, make sure that the required information is clearly visible. Place this screenshot in your evidence document. So what we are going to do, we are going to take a screenshot of this entire portion, and all of these characteristics we have to make it visible and put it into our evidence document. To take a screenshot, you're going to use shortcut key command, that is Windows Shift S, and then you can take a screenshot of this entire portion like this. So once you're going to do that, one more thing I can do, I can just shrink the size of this because it is extending too much. So now I can take a screenshot again, and all of the information that is required, I'm just going to put it in my screenshot like this. And remember, the folder name should also be visible. Now this is over evidence 1. You can see evidence 1 I'm going to put in my evidence document. So evidence document, if you remember, we already made it. So here is our evidence 1. So I'm just going to write evidence 1, and I can make it bold, and then you can paste it, your evidence here. So you can see every details related to extension is visible, type, size, dimension, frame height and frame width is visible. So I can just make this size a bit large, so that is fine. Now we are done with the first evidence. So let us see what else they are asking us to do. I'm just going to highlight this as well. Okay, now we have to do something about web page. So they are saying that you have to create a web page. For Tawara Balloon Safaris, the web page and style sheet must work in any browser. Make sure that your style sheet contains no HTML. So they are talking about external style sheet. Make sure your HTML and style sheet are as efficient as possible. So for that reason, they are saying that create in your J2231 folder a web page called tbs.htm. So I'm going to open Microsoft Expression Web. This is a website authoring tool that I'm going to use for this particular task. So now I have to create, you can see it is already in the design view, it has already created untitled.html. And if I just show you the code, you can see some of the default code is already added. So now what you're going to do, you're going to save this HTML code, save as, and you have to put it in your work area. So my work area is on my desktop, this folder, and within this folder that we created initially. So here I'm just going to rename it as tbs.htm according to given criteria. Save it. Now we have saved this web page. Now they're saying that you have to create this table and all of the dimensions are given. So they are also asking that the table must fit 90% of width and height of the browser window. So it's going to take always 90% of the width and height of the browser. The table must fit 90% of width and height of the browser window. The table must have a structure as shown in diagram. So this is going to be structure. So first of all, we have to decide how many columns and how many rows we are going to need. So there are two columns and 5 rows, and also you can see it is better to read the entire statement for this task. You can see this second step, you have to read up to this point so that everything is clear for you. So you can see each cell in the identify with letters, some dimensions are shown. These must be set as percentage value, and do not set height of cell A, B, C, E and F. These cells we are not allowed to set the height. So first of all, we have to create a table. So how we are going to do that? We are going to go to the design view of this within this expression web. So here you can see there is a table option. Click on insert table, and you have to specify you want to enter 5 rows and 2 columns. And remember, the width is going to be in percent, and it is going to take 90% of the entire window size. So window size of your browser. So 90% I have to choose it from here, and just click on OK. So you can see that your table is added now. Now we have to do merging of some cells and splitting of these some cells. We have to merge all of this portion, and we have to split this cell from 5th row. So first of all, I'm just going to select this portion here and right click and click on modify and merge cells. Then this portion here, 4th row, I have to split in 2. So again, click on modify, and there is option of split, and you can see that split into columns. So I have to split it in 2 columns. Here we go. So I have splitted that in 2 columns. Now I have to see what are the dimensions for each cell. So first cell, I will recommend you to write these letters first within this. Actually, these are going to be very helpful when you are going to put images and sort of thing, because you're dealing this table within the percentage. So when you are going to set the percentage dimensions, so in design view everything get out of order. So these are very useful while you have to import image into that particular cell. So these are going to help you a lot to identify each cell separately. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to write these letters in these cells. For example, this one, A, B, C, D, A, F and G. By the way, later stage we have to remove these letters. So right now, just for recognition of each cell and identification of each cell, we are putting all of these letters. So first of all, cell A has width 70%. So how we are going to do that? Select the cell and then go to cell properties and then specify width of this cell as 70%. Fine, change this pixel into percent, apply and OK. Then this cell, the width is going to be 30%. So how we are going to do? Same procedure. Cell properties, specify width, and it's going to be in percent, in this case 30%. So apply and click on OK. Now same dimensions for cell C. Right click, cell properties, and then specify width for this cell is also 70 in percent, apply and OK. Now cell D, you can see cell D has only height, not width. So I am going to specify height for this cell. Right click, go to the cell properties and specify height in percent, and it's going to be 10%, apply and click on OK. these two cells have dimensions 35%. So cell properties, specify. What we can do, we can, select both of them because they have the same dimensions. So we can select them in one go, and then we can set the cell properties. So in this case, we have to specify the width of these two cells in percent. So it is going to be 35%. So apply and click on OK. Last cell is left. So last cell, they are asking us to specify the height. So what I'm going to do, right click, cell properties. You have to specify the height, and height is going to be 10%. Click on apply and click on OK. Now we are done up to this point. There is no problem. So we have to get rid of all of these letters that we have already put already in place there. So we are going to do this later. The cell content shown in diagram must not appear on the final web page. Table borders must appear on each web page. So these we can do in what you can say in our external CSS. Now they're saying that set the title of web page to Tawara Balloon Safaris. So how we are going to do, I'm just going to select this. And here within this design view, I just have to right click and click on page properties. And then within this page properties, you have to set the title, right? So this is going to be the title of this web page. Then you have to see what is going to be the target frame. So they're saying default target window to new. So I'm just going to copy this. And then you have to select this here default target frame. I have to set it as new. So here we go. So it's going to be default target frame. So just click on OK. And then if I just show you the code, you will see within the code, this was happening. We have added the title. We have added this base tag with the target new. And also you can see that this is the code for our table. You can see all of the dimensions we have set for each cell in percent. Now we are done up to this point. I am going to revert back to my design view. Now I am going to highlight these two steps as well because we are done with this. Here we go. Now place in cell A the image J31 banner.jpg. So cell A, now you will realize the importance of these letters that I have put. So here just select this one and you can go to the code view. You will see that I have selected this. This is here. You can say this is the cell with 70% width, and here this is the A, that is basically a content of this cell. So here instead of this we are going to put an image. So in this case I'm going to click on insert picture from file, and the file that I have to enter here is this image. Just have to click on here, and you can see when I will just add this image, it is going to ask you for alternate text. So always keep it a standard procedure whenever you add an image. Give some alternate text. Basically alternate text is a text when if image unfortunately does not load, then this alternate text is going to be displayed. So in this case, and more importantly, the alternate text should be some reasonable caption for that particular image. So image of banner in this case. So click on OK. So we have added this image in our cell. Now I'm going to go to design view. Now you will see the effect of this. You can see that it is taking this much of space, and design view, sometimes it is not in order. We can't see which cell is located where. So in this case, these letters are helping us. So you can see this is the B cell. So now let us see what else we have to do. In B cell, the balloon image saved in step 1. So the image that we have edited, initially we have to put here. So I am just going to highlight this. If I just zoom in, you can see I have selected this, and then I go to the code view, you will see that which letter is selected, this one. So here I have to insert an image of balloon that we edited in step 1. So here click on picture from file, and this image we have to insert. Click on insert, and here it is asking for alternate text. So I'm just going to write image of balloon. Here we go. So we have added another image. Now in cell C, you have to add a video tag to display j31balloon.mp4. So we have to add a video, and remember we have to use a video tag. So with this expression web, you cannot do it by just inserting. So we have to manually write the code. So code that we are going to write, it is not that difficult. So let us do that. So first of all, we have to locate the cell where we have to put the video. So cell V is C. So I'm just going to go to the design view, and just I have to locate cell C. I could just have chosen from the code as well. So it is a bit easier for me to locate it from here. So I'm just going to select this, and then I will go to the code view. You can see we have to add an image here. Not image, but video. So click on insert, then not insert, but we are going to use what you can say video tag. So here we are going to add a video tag. So for that reason, we have a tag called video here. So within this video tag, you can see this video tag, we have to specify width of this video is going to be 100%, because it's going to take 100% of cell's width. Then we have to put word controls, because this video is going to have control that we can play it and we can make volume up and low. Then within this video tag, you have to specify the source of your video. So here I'm just going to write word source and then keywords src, and then I have to put a name of that video. Here I'm just going to copy the name of this video like this. So make sure that name should be correct. So I'm just going to copy this here. Unfortunately, I have copied extra space, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And then you have to specify type of the video. So in this case, type of video is video and MP4. We have specified this type here, and I'm just going to close this source code here. I'm just going to click here, and then close the tag. Then you have to put the error message within this video tag. And this, for example, if your web is not storing, it is not able to display that video. So we have to show error message that your browser does not support this video. Your browser does not support this video format. To make it a bit more organized, what I can do, I can just here click enter. So now I just have to explain it again. So you can see that if I just enter here, we have started video tag and we have closed that video tag here. And then within this video tag, We have specified that it is going to take 100% and it will have a controls. Then we have mentioned the source. This is the source, and we have specified that type of video is video MP4. And then we have, put an error message if suppose that your video is not supported by that particular browser, and this error is going to be displayed that your browser does not support this video format. So we are done up to this point. Now in cell E, you have to put an image G31SANJT. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correct. Pardon me for that. So first of all, I just have to see where is this cell where I have to put this one. So this one, cell E, I have to put that image. So I'm just going to select this, and then you can see that here is the selected one. So now what I am going to do, I'm just going to insert, go to the picture, from file, and this image is required. So I just can also copy this image for name of this image for alternate text. Click on insert, and here we have to put a image alternate text image of. So just click on OK. So we have added this image as well, you can see here, and I'm just going to save this code. Then now I have to do one more thing here. You have to insert this Masai image in cell F. So I have to locate cell F here. You can see here is my cell F. So I'm just going to highlight this and insert picture from file, and then I have to insert this image, and then I have to specify the alternate text for this. So this is added there. So I'm just going to save this, and if I just go to the design view, you can see yes, everything is getting in place, but you can see that because of this percentage dimension, this design view does not make any sense at all. So if I just show you the output of this, that is not going to be correct one, because later stage we have to do some inline CSS as well. So I'm just going to select this and open it in the browser. Make sure to see in the browser look of this. So right now we are on right track. You can see video is added and lot of things are still missing. We have to fix those. So let us do that. So I'm just going to highlight up to this step. So for keeping the track, place inline style attributes in HTML so that each image with its aspect ratio maintained fits the width of the table. So if I just show you, these images are not fitting in cell width. Fine. So we have to do the inline style for them so that they can fit in the entire cell. So let us do that. And for that reason, we are going to do the inline CSS. Inline style, sorry. So we have to go to the code. First of all, I'm just going to select the image so that I can get to that code. And you can see here is the code for this image. So I'm just going to put here inline. Before doing that, because aspect ratio is going to be maintained, we don't need its individual height and width. So you have to get rid of height and width of this image. And then you can put the inline style here, and you have to specify the width for this particular image is 100%. It means that it's going to take 100% of the cell. So I'm just going to copy this code because I am going to reuse this code for other images as well. So you can see that image of balloon. it has height. I'm just going to backspace this. It has width also. So I'm just going to backspace that as well. So nothing else to be done here. I'm just going to Control V, and here you have to put it in double quotes. This is going to be specifying the width of this image to be 100% of the cell width. So then again, I have to see where else we have images. So this image, you can see it has its own height and width. I'm just going to get rid of its own individual height and width. Here we go. And then I can put inline style here like this. Then last image, fourth image, this one. So I'm just going to get rid of this image height and width. So here we go. I'm just going to backspace this. And then here I'm going to put I'm going to click a Control V. So style width is going to be 100%. Now I'm going to save this. And now we have done inline style. So if we go to the design view, you can see now it's getting better, but the exact look, what is your output is looking like, you have to see in the browser. So you can see your output is looking like this. So 4 of the images we have done inline style for these images. And one thing more I have to show in this browser. Initially they said that it is going to take 90% of your browser window. You can see it is taking 90% of our Windows browser. So that is fine. Whenever I just can shrink this window, you can see it is always taking 90% of the browser window. You can see like this. Okay, we are done up to this point. So I'm just going to highlight this as well. And appropriate alternate text. So I already told you to make it a standard procedure to add alternate text for every. Now every image that you're going to put, place in cell D the text from j31text.txt. And then we have to set this text as style H2. First of all, I'm going to locate cell D. I'm going to select this text. Then I'm going to open this text document and Control A to select all, copy this, and you have to paste it in here. And see what heading style we need, H2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this and then put a heading to here. You can see from here, put it as H2. So here we go. We are done up to this point, and then let us see what else they are asking us to do. I'm just going to highlight this as well. Enter in cell G the text. Click on the image above to enjoy wonders of Kenya and Tanzania. So this is the text that I have to enter there. So I can just copy this text from here, and I'm just going to put this text in cell G here, and then in next line I'm going to put it web page last edited by. So I'm just going to click enter and web page last edited, and then they are asking us to put your name, center number, and candidate number. I'm just going to verify that we have used the same naming convention. So followed by space, your name, comma, your center number and candidate number. So followed by space. So I have to put a space. I already did that. So here we go. We are done with this point. Then we have to set this as H3. So I'm just going to select this and I'm going to apply here heading 3. Here we go. We are done up to this point. Create a hyperlink from the image j31masai.jpg to open the web page j31kenya.htm. So this image we have to make a hyperlink and we have to link it with the j31 Kenya. So here click on this and there is option of hyperlink down there. Click here and then you have to click on existing file or web page. So here is this file that we have to link, this HTML file. So click on OK. So we have created a hyperlink for this image. So I'm just going to highlight this as well. Now create a hyperlink from image j331 serengeti.jpg to open the web page j31 tanzania.htm in the browser window that is currently in use. So this image we have to make it hyperlink. So go to the hyperlink and then here this one, and you have to choose the target frame that it should, when you are going to click, it is going to open in same window. So I'm just going to click here, same window, and click on OK and click on OK. We are done with this point as well. So I'm just going to highlight this as well. Here we go. Rename the style sheet j31 style sheet.css to j31 style sheet _ followed by your center number and candidate number. So they're asking us to rename this style sheet that they have already given us. In this case, this style sheet we have to rename. So right click and then there is option of rename. So here _ followed by your center number _ followed by your candidate number. You're going to name this style sheet like this. So we are done with this. So I'm just going to highlight this as well. Make sure this style sheet is still in cascading style sheet file format. Yes, it is. We did not change the extension. Attach this style sheet to the web page. So now we are going to attach this style sheet with the web page. So within this expression web, you can see on the right side there is option of new here attach style sheet. Click on attach style sheet and browse to your style sheet that you have renamed. You can see this one and click on open. So click on OK and you will see that this style sheet has been attached with this HTML. So here we go. I'm going to highlight this as well. Okay. Now we are going to do the CSS part. A trainee has attempted to create a style sheet for this website. This file contains number of errors and omissions. All color codes must be displayed in hexadecimal. Your style sheet must not contain HTML. Open and edit the style sheet you have saved in step 1 to step 12 to meet the following specification. These are all the specification related to your style sheet. Okay, let us do the style sheet part. So they are asking us to edit the style sheet. So first of all, I'm just going to open that style sheet that we already have renamed it. So click on open and you will see that this is the style sheet. Someone was creating it. So we can create it from scratch. So here I have to put my name. I'm going to put my name here and then I'm going to put my candidate number, center number, sorry, and then I'm going to put a candidate number here. So like this. So let's start with first step. So first step is that set the background for the web page so that it has color with these components. So we have to go for the body style. So click on format. There is option of new style, and then you have to choose for the body, or either you can write body here, so that will be fine. And we are talking about background, so click on background and then choose a color from here. So if you choose any color here, you can see these are the hexadecimal code. So remember, first pair is for red, second pair is for green, and third pair is for blue. So basically it is RGB. But in paper, it is not given in sequence. So first is red component, that is 7,4. Red component is 7,4. And let us see what is the green component. Green component is AB and blue component is D2. This component, green AB, and this component is D. So just click on OK. You will have this type of color. And then next step is that set the font for H1, H2 so that the browser select. Okay, we are done with this one. We are just going to click on OK. And one thing about here, you see this is appearing in green. So the thing why it's happening, because this comment that has started, it is not closed correctly. So that's why it is making problems. So here I'm going to put asterisk. So always remember, when you have to put a comment, I'm just going to save this as well. You can see that it is taking the effect of the style sheet. First of all, I have to save this, and then I have to save this. So here you can see this is the way how you put a comment in CSS. Fine. So you have to go with the / asterisk, then you have to put your comment, and then once you close it, then you put a asterisk and /. So here we have a body style done. So let us see next style what we have to do. So I'm just going to make it yellow. So here set font for the H1, H2, H3 so that browser selects the displays font times CY. If this font is not available, a browser selects and displays the font times New Roman. If neither of these fonts are available, browser must display its default serif font. Set text in styles H1, H2, H3 to black. So here you can see that all of these H1, H2, H3 has same properties in terms of font and also in terms of color. So we should not be doing them separately, as they initially said that you have to make your style sheet efficient. So how we are going to make it efficient? We can make a group of this H1 and H3 for this style. So how we are going to do that? Click on format, create a new style. Here I'm going to create a new style for H1, H2 and H3. So we are done with this. Now we have to put a font family here. So what are the font families are required? Times CY. I'm just going to put it like this. You can put it in double quotes if it has more than one word. So then you have to separate it with comma. So next font is Times New Roman. If it was times, only times, then it was okay not to, put it in double quotes. So I'm just going to put this as well in double quotes. So I have to put Times New Roman, and I'm just going to put it in like this in double quotes. And then I have to go for another font that is serif font. If the thing is, what is going to happen, if Times CY is not available, then it's going to be Times New Roman. If it's not available, then default serif font any. Now we have to choose color. In this color is going to be black, and remember, code should be hexadecimal. That's why I've selected black, so that code is going to be like this. And click on apply and OK. So we are done with this H1, H2 and H3 having same type of characteristics. So here we go. Now what we have to do, we have to do H1 and H2 and H3 separately because they have different sizes. So H1 is 16 point, H2 is 12 point and H3 is 10 point. So how we are going to do that? So now we are going to do individual styles. So go to the niche style and create H1. Either you can just, if click here, you will find it here as well, but better way is to just write H1 here. And the font size I have to specify. In this case, it is 16. So remember, this is 16 points, not pixel. So I'm just going to choose points. And we have to do something about text alignment, and it should be center aligned. So you have to go to block, and there is option of text align. Click on center align. So click on apply and click on OK. Now you can see that we are done with H1. Then what we can do, to make our work easier, I can just copy this code again. And for this, we don't need alignment. And this is for H2, right? So it is 12 points for H2. And same, I can choose this one and I can copy paste. And remember, change the H3 heading, and it is going to be 10 points as per given criteria. So I don't need to go again. From there, I can just copy paste this code. This is going to make my work easier. So I'm just going to highlight this. Then set each table margin individually to 5% of width and height of the browser window. So table margin are basically only associated with the table. Then we have to set all the, remember there are two things. One is table borders and other is inner grid lines. Remember, if we are talking about table borders, then it is the style that we are going to create is table. And if we are going to do for the cell padding, it is for inner grid lines, fine. So first thing, we have to set the table margin. For that reason, I have to create new style, and this time my style is going to be called table. Then I have to go to this option, box, and then I have to set all margins individually to just verify it is 5%, fine. So here 5 and change it into percent. So I can click on same. So individually you can see top, right, bottom, left, all of the margins are 5%. So here we go. 5% height and width of your browser. So I'm just going to highlight this and then click on apply and click on OK. So table margins are 5%. Now we have to deal with cell padding, and remember, cell padding is associated with TD. TD is table data, or you can say inner grid lines. So we are going to go for format, new style, do it as TD, and we have to go for cell padding. So in case of click box, and let us see what is the cell padding required. So it is going to set table cell padding to 10 pixel. So all of them should be 10 pixel. So I have same for all because top, right, bottom, left are same. So just click apply and click on OK. Here we go. So now there are few more steps that we have to do. I'm just going to highlight this. These ones here, First, if I talk about solid black 1 pixel wide, so it is for both. It is for both. It is for table and TD. So as they have asked us to make our style sheet as efficient as possible, so we can group this table and TD. Fine. This is for table border and grid line as well. So how we are going to do that? We are going to create another style. Click on format, create a new style, and I am going to write style table and TD. Fine. Now we have to find all of these, and we are going to find it in here in border. So border style, we have to see what border style is going to be. It's going to be solid. Fine. So I'm just going to click on solid. Then we have to see what is border width. It is going to be 1 pixel. I'm going to write 1 here. And border color, it should be black. Yeah, it is black. So I'm just going to select the black and click on OK. And click on apply and click on OK. So you can see that we have added this as well. Table and TD here. Now, what is left of this is this border separated. So if we talk about separated, it is associated with table. Fine. So we can edit or modify the existing table style. So here on right side, you can see this style. Click on this and click on modify style. So in this case, we have to go for table border. Here, click on table, and we have to border collapse, and it is going to be collapse. If I just show you, it is separated. So we are going to choose separate here, not collapse. Fine. So sorry for this mistake, and click apply and click on OK. So we are going to do this. We are done up to this point. So the problem that we are facing here is you can see here they set that table margin individually to 5%. But here you can see it is not individually set. If I just go back to the table and then click on modify style. Let us try to do it again. So hopefully it's going to, if I just select this and then click on OK, still it is not appearing like individual. Fine. So what I can do, I can do it manually. I can I can write the code such as if I just go for margin left, so it is going to be 5%, same margin right, again 5%, then margin top, that I can specify 5% again, and then margin bottom, it's going to be 5%. Now you can see that these margins are individually set. Fine. Although it was set as because they have the same what you can say percentage 5%. So if I just write margin 5%, it is going to take it for all margin left, right, top and bottom. But to be on safe side, as they have asked us to do individual margins, so that's why I have written these code individually. Now we are done up to this point. So let us see what else we have missed. So we have done with the spaces. I'm just going to highlight, correct and edit the comment at the top. We already did that. And save this style sheet. It is already there. Take a screenshot to show the file name and all contents of your style sheet. Place this in your evidence document, and this is going to be your evidence 2. So they are asking us to take a screenshot of this style sheet, and also they are asking us to take a screenshot of name of this style sheet. So we are just going to save this, and it should be visible. So Windows Shift S, take a screenshot of this portion like this, and then you have to put it in your evidence document. So I'm just going to copy this same thing here, and I'm going to write it as evidence 2, and I'm going to put my evidence here of screenshot of my file here. So I can, because it's visible, I can just shrink it so that it can move to the top of the page. So I can just maximize the size like this. So you can see that it is all of that content from my style sheet is visible. So here we go. So save the style sheet. We already did that. Evidence 2, we have taken that evidence 2. And then save your web page. We already have saved that. Display your web page in browser. If necessary, resize it so that all page can be seen, all text can be easily read, and the address bar is visible. Take screenshot evidence showing your web page in browser. Place this in your evidence document. So this is going to be your evidence 3. So first of all, we have to save this. So I have already saved it. Let us see what we got as a result. If I just refresh this, so you can see that this is the result that we got. So as they are saying that you have to resize if it is required, so we can resize like this, and we can zoom in so that everything is visible like so. And also we have to take a, you can say, screenshot of this entire portion and also the browser window. So Windows Shift S and take screenshot of this entire thing, and you can paste it in your evidence document. And here this is going to be our evidence 3. So I'm just going to write it as evidence 3, and I'm going to put it here like this. So you can see my browser window is already visible, and everything that was required, it is visible, you can see. Okay, so we are done up to this point. I'm just going to highlight this as well, and then screenshot evidence showing of your web page and table of contents and background element. Screenshot evidence of your web page in browser with table of content and background elements are visible. We already have taken that. Take a copy of HTML source code. Remember, you have to take a copy, not to take a screenshot. We have to put it in evidence 4. So here we are going to put it as an evidence 4. So I'm going to take a copy of the code of my HTML code here. So I have to go to code view here, and I can use Control A, Control C, and then I have to put it here as a code. So you can see that I have pasted my code. I can move it in next page like this. So my code is also pasted as an evidence. So this is it for today's video. Let us see last finishing touch-ups we have to do. So copy, we have copied that, and you can save your evidence document. So here we go. So that is it for today. Hopefully this video tutorial is going to be very useful. So here I'm Rukad signing off. Thank you for your attention.